Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Oh no, oh empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking.
things that were left unsaid, for all the times I found promises dead. I had nightmares along the way, I made prayers in vain. I've waited so long to catch my breath. I'm awake, I'm alive. You made me alive now. Never mind, I survived. Time after time, through the pain I feel, through the hate in me, it goes on and on again. And try to ride while you're alive and scream, never mind. So many fights for nothing at all, so many problems never solved, yeah. I saw people with fear in their eyes, into the world falling apart. I've waited so long to catch my breath. I'm awake, I'm alive. You made me alive now. Never mind, I survived. Time after time, through the pain I feel, through the hate in me, it goes on and on again. And try to ride while you're alive and scream, never mind. I've waited so long to catch my breath. To catch my. I've waited so long to catch my breath. To catch my.
Hey! How are we all doing? We are back, guys. We are back.
Back.
We are.
Wow.
So,
Talk about it has been a minute.
it has. So, guys, welcome in. This is our podcast called Progeny Talks. We're going to delve into the world of gaming, esports, bit of everything in between. As you can see from just in my my webcam frame, I'm Artofcod. We have missed you all. It has been a few months, and we do apologise for that. It has been a little bit quiet lately, but there is a good reason. As you all know, we have been really involved in the world of Tarkov, but Tarkov it is a bit unpredictable, and it can be tough sometimes to kind of, to play the game. And with the state of the game currently, we're just kind of watching and strategizing just to see how Arena evolves and how it shakes things up, and hopefully how it works. So what we're doing in the meantime, we're not sitting by. We are going to be on the grind, basically. The team will still be competing in various tournaments as they come up and as people apply for them. However, we do have some other things coming forward. So we're going to start with the exciting bits. So while we're actually watching what's happening with Tarkov, we've been cooking up some awesome other ideas, and we are ready to spill the beans tonight, guys. There is a load of incredible news, and we're going to be chatting with Yakes a little bit, who is our second newest member of the team. We haven't really kind of had him on the channel and sort of introduced him. You've mainly just seen me and Lee. And the other guys playing in the tournaments. But guys, we're going to move forward now. So I do want to just say thank you for all your patience and everything, guys. And we are super pumped, more than ever actually. So do stick around. And it is time to properly introduce Yakes to the Progeny family. He's our first competitive sim racer. He's been turning heads in the esports racing world since he joined the team. So, guys, this is Yakes.
Hello, everyone.
So, Yakes is from the sunny state of Florida, a place known for its beautiful beaches, palm trees, and, of course, gators. As the team,
Funny you mentioned that.
as the team will find out if they look in team chat, Yakes has took a picture of a gator that was just chilling on the lawn outside.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Yakes isn't just about soaking up that sun. He is about that high-speed adrenaline rush, and he is a massive, massive oval racing fan, and also oval racing sim racer. He's been an awesome addition to the team. He's posted some absolutely top-notch results since joining, and showed off his incredible skills. So I'm going to pass you over to Yakes, and he can tell you a little bit more about himself and his journey in the world of sim racing.
Yeah, well, hello everyone. I am Yakes. You can find me at Yakes87 is my username all over the place. But I have been sim racing for 12 years now. I first started in 2011 on iRacing, and it has been a long journey to get to where I'm at now, where I can go out and be absolutely competitive. I'd like to tell you guys some of my accomplishments without sounding like I'm just completely bragging about these things. But as Cod had mentioned, a couple weeks ago, I wrapped up my second consecutive championship with a league called the Asphalt Outlaws Racing League. We ran a season earlier in the year with the trucks. I was able to win that championship, and then we just ran one with the NASCAR Xfinity car. We won that championship, and I've won a couple other championships on the oval side. And I like to frequent victory lane there. You can find me at the end of races quite frequently up in the podium positions, and it just there's nothing like the thrill of you getting out there on the ovals and racing side by side with each other. It's just my absolute favorite thing to do. But on top of the oval side, I also have found success in road course endurance racing. Earlier this year, me and one of my teammates, we won the 12 hours of Sebring endurance race. And in 2021, we won the 24 hours of Daytona as well. So I've got several endurance road course wins in addition to a lot of my oval stuff. And it has been an absolute pleasure since joining Progeny Esports to basically just throw those colors out there on those high octane broadcasts and just spread the word of here's Progeny, here I am, better watch out with that number 87 machine on there.
Yeah, I remember watching you in one of the 24 hours of Daytonas. Like you towards the end, when everyone else is tired, your lap times were just getting better and better. You were just hyper focused in that last kind of hour of the race. Everyone else's lap times are all dropping off, and yours are just getting faster and faster. Just it's another level that after 24 hours.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's as somebody who does sim racing then as well, that is literally 12 to 24 hours of solid racing. And that is like staying on it. So it's not just you're going out there and you're racing for yourself. Like, you're racing with a team. So like what goes on mentally, like, it's not just it is actually a physical battle, but mentally then as well, like the preparations that goes in for these endurance races is completely underestimated. Like, it's as close to the real thing then as well, the likes of iRacing, you know what I mean? Like it is as true to life as you're going to get without going out there into your actual cars and racing around for 12 hours. But the mental endurance they actually go through is phenomenal, and to watch Yakes and his teammates do it then as well was nothing short of a masterclass. Like, it truly was. Like, so he's sitting there and being modest about it, but that is an absolute exceptional, I mean, skill base to have to be able to do that and getting the results.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing as well, the other thing as well is like how modest and like humble Yakes is being about it as well. But he's actually like, we're not talking about he's just beating out some other guys who sim race. They're beating out actual like factory sim racing teams like McLaren Esports and stuff. Like they're not just racing against like just general Joe down the road who's got his sim rig. They're actually racing against like top teams and literally posting podiums. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy.
I tried oval, and I was like, as somebody who just does track racing, I was like, this is going to be handy. Well, believe me when I say I was humbled real quick. I was like, because all I got to do is focus on turning left. It can't be that difficult.
No, it's wild.
I backed out. I did about 2 races, then I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, this isn't for me.
Yeah. Over
I'll leave
racing
this
is
for the professionals.
it's deceptively challenging
Yeah.
because you look at it, you're like, oh, it's just high bank left turn, but you gotta get the arc into the corner just right. You got to decide if you're gonna run the low side or the high side,
Yeah.
and it also like determines like the cars around you as well because they're so impacted by that air around you that you want to search for that air pocket to get the draft, to get the downforce on your car, to get the momentum. And on top of that, it's not about just going as fast as you can because you also have to manage your tires a lot more on an oval track because that can make or break a run depending on, you never know when that caution flag is going to fly, if it flies. And you want to just, nail the pit stops, save the tires, and just, it's all about managing a race.
Yeah, I mean, we always laugh about, he just likes to turn left, but from looking at like just kind of a basics guide to oval racing, like it's all about once you're in that turn, you stay in that lane. You don't drift. If you're in the bottom, middle, or the top, that's where you stay. Don't drift around because that's what causes absolute massive wrecks.
Yep.
Once you're in that lane, that's where you are until there's a gap where you can actually make a move. You don't. That's it. That's where you are.
It's
Yeah,
so much more patience as
yeah,
required
yeah,
to the likes of that with track racing. With track racing, you are constantly trying to improve your lap time, and
yeah.
therefore you will kind of gain on the car's head. Yeah, there's a bit of tire management and stuff like that, but not half as much as
No,
and
no.
how like important it is in oval racing then as well. And it is
Yeah,
fantastic to see somebody of high caliber then as well doing it, because the more that I've actually watched the extremes, I've actually, you know what I mean, came to understand that. Whereas when I jumped in at that time, I came in like I was not managing tires, I was not watching fuel, I was just racing that car in front of me. And after 3 laps, like that was it. My car was just completely kaput. You know what I mean? It was not competitive whatsoever. So there's so much involved in it, and it
yeah.
really is. For anyone who has not seen it, be sure to tune into Yakes' stream, because
100%.
it is absolutely to watch it at such a high caliber, and to do it not only at that, it's league racing as well. Like with most of the racing and stuff like that, you can jump in and you're racing every week, and it's, you know what I mean, although they're just lobbies full of racers. But when you go out there and do a league and you are racing with the best of the best, like I recently joined the league race, and the same thing, like it's just a different caliber altogether. Like, you know what I mean, these people are committing to these races and signing up for it, so they believe they're the best at it. And then Yakes joins, and then they realize they're not.
But yeah, it's just such a good thing. Like we've known Yakes for quite a while, and when he messaged him, was just like, I hear that you're looking potentially into like racing and stuff. Can I join the team? And we were like, yes, let's go, let's get him on. Like just we've watched just so much of Yakes' racing. Like I say, it's such a high level. It's such a difference to watching just like the likes of me throwing a car around on Forza and stuff. It's just such a different ball game altogether. It is literally like watching a professional like driver taking a car around. It's just wild, absolutely wild. And like I say, on those 24-hour endurance races, the fact that at the end, it's mind-boggling that you can keep that focus in that last hour to keep improving those lap times as well. It is wild, absolutely wild. But
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the kind words there, but sim racing is like 70% mental. Like there is
yeah,
the fundamental skills of like knowing what you got to do with the car, but it's all about keeping a cool head, because if you can stay focused and have the right mentality throughout a race and maintaining that mentality, it's easy to overcome adversity and just keep moving forward. Because the one thing I've learned with sim racing is, when something out of your control happens, you get caught up in a mess or something like that, it's so easy to get wrapped up in that and start down a downward spiral, and then your race just
yeah,
gets even worse. So just being able to keep that mentality and stay focused is the most important thing.
Absolutely, 100%. Like that, I've recently jumped back into Forza and tried my arm at that again. You know what I mean? Like I've been playing Forza since basically it was first launch. You know what I mean? Put a lot of time into Forza 2, Forza Motorsport, 3 then as well was probably the one I put the most hours into, but it's a different caliber of racing. Then I went off and then I done the sim racing side of things, and now to go back to it, to kind of that more arcadey style racing, like it is different, you know what I mean? And to
Yeah.
the good thing about it is I've raced with friends then as well, and like it's just half the time you're just getting like literally rammed off the road, you know what I mean? So to build up that kind of mental strength, not to just retaliate and just focus on your own race, and to know that
Yeah.
you'll gain them positions back, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the great thing about it. And the unfortunate bit about sim racing is then as well, like the fate is in the hands of the cars around you, so you have to have a lot of respect, and you know what I mean, a lot of kind of race IQ and track knowledge then as well, to be able to race alongside these people rather than you're so focused on not ruining your own race, let alone anyone else's. And things can go south real quick. Like, you know, you can, in these long endurance races, then you could be racing for 8-9 hours, you know what I mean, into a 12-hour race. Then all of a sudden, somebody just decides to, you know what I mean, send a big move down the inside or whatever, and literally destroy your whole race. And that's,
Yeah.
it's crushing, you know what I mean? But it's kind of just one of them things that you're just going to accept. But it takes a lot to be able to build yourself up to that state, and to be able to hold yourself together when tensions are high and league racing is running. Like, I know the last one, anyone watched my streams then as well about 3 weeks ago, I was
He was
absolutely
raging.
losing. I was losing my complete reason, you know what I mean? I was just felt like putting the car into the wall, but you just kind of have to persevere and just keep going, you know, when sometimes the car and tracks don't match up, you know what I mean? You're not always going to be competitive every time you go out there, but you just have to endure it and try get the best results you can on the day.
Yeah, you were raging in that last race, Lee.
I was
You
not
were-
happy.
you
I was
you
not
were
happy.
he,
It
he
turns
was
out it
done,
wasn't that slow. My wheel was, or my pedal was actually broken.
broken.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of my own saving grace, and I'm gonna use that as an excuse, and I'm gonna run with it for a long time. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll move on a little bit. But welcome, Yakes. Welcome. Hi guys in the chat as well. So the next bit I want to move on to is just another little welcome for our newest member of the team, which is Sniper Queen. She's no stranger to the art of first-person shooters, and she has been just absolutely smashing the battlefield. And she's also a massive lover of unicorns. And she comes from Austria, and again, we're such an international team. We literally have people from all around the world. I mean, the three of us here today, you know what I mean, all from completely different countries, all representing Progeny. So, you know, we are about being a community. So, the next bit we want to talk about, we're going to stir up a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of excitement. If you're an avid gamer from the early 2000s, guys, you're in for a bit of a treat, because we're about to dive into the potential return of an absolute classic. So, without further ado, the latest iteration of Halo multiplayer is out now, and the new maps, all the new content, everything, it's got us buzzing. I think these guys are just as buzzing about it. Lee especially, like when he's found out about those new maps. But yeah, so Halo Infinite multiplayer, guys.
I have to say I am all about it. Like I said, does seem to be that kind of nostalgia thing. I woke up the other day and had to kind of double check on the calendar to see what actual year it was, because we have a Halo being absolutely active, and now Forza's back on the scene then as well. So for me, they're the games I grew up on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, they were, as you can see there above me, there's a Crystal original Xbox. You know what I mean? That's where I was playing these games like years ago. And again, I remember like even Blitz there in chat, like, you know what I mean? The classics are back.
They are.
100%. You nailed on the head. Like, the excitement for the first week for when Halo Infinite launched, like, that brought people that I haven't played games with in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
If not longer. It's the last 20 years, you know what I mean? They finally just showed up and arrived. At one point we had a whole fire team, like, you know what I mean? We actually had to not so much just turn people away, but they were like, "Oh, have you got any room?" You know what I mean? Like, them days are gone. You know what I mean? When you're like 5-6 man deep, like, you know what I mean, going into playing Halo, you know what I mean? Of people have just you know what I mean, all walks, you know what I mean, lads he played with 10 years ago. It was unbelievable. Then, you know what I mean, it was great for a week or two. Things got a little bit stale, but now it is back and it is being active, like, you know what I mean? And it is absolutely great to see. And now, like, that talks with potential competitive side of things. Let's
Yeah.
be honest, we all want to see if we still have them Halo skills. I know for me, I've got them dad reactions. I'm not as good as what I used to be, but I still want to test it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that, like when they first redropped, and we had that 12-man group. We were all
Like,
we were all playing big team battles. It was just wild. Like 12 of us all playing together.
it's just the communications, the everything. Like to have a 12-man in sync firing squad is just beyond belief. Like, you know what I mean? I actually remember the first night I came off it, I actually couldn't sleep. I was absolutely buzzing. I went to bed and was like, this is amazing. Like, how, like, you just kind of one of them moments that you wish it would just last forever. And it looks like it's coming back.
Yep. And the rumors have been flying around a little bit, and we can confirm. Here we go, guys. We will be having a tournament coming first quarter of 2024.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
More details will be released soon. But yeah, it is coming. It is coming.
That's
And
really
look,
exciting.
but that, like, for anyone who has like a duos, trios, like, go pull your duos partner out of bed there and tell them to get the practice on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because the competitive 30, like I said, there's a difference, but you can play as many competitive games as you want. Everyone wants that Halo title. You know what I mean? That's the one that you. There you go. Look, Blitz is already get my job right. That's exactly what it is. There's just something about Halo that everybody thinks,
Yeah.
okay, I got this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's heavy, and that's the good thing about it then as well, is like when competitive play comes into it, just adds a different level of stress and just super focus. So like I said, the Tarkov tourneys were great, and that adds a completely different experience. But Halo, I have to say, really excites me then as well. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's a game you grew up on. You want to see who's the best out of your mates now at this stage. You know what I mean? So thank
It's
God, Progeny's back, and we have something to really look forward to.
yeah. It's also not just thing. It's a really accessible game as well. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
It's on
absolutely,
Steam.
100%.
It's free to play. Everyone can get it. Everyone can play it. Whether you're a controller player, keyboard and mouse, doesn't matter. You can all play it. You can all play together. It is great. And nostalgia is 100% the powerful factor. It really is.
Even on your PS5 controller.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, for anyone who did grow up with Master Chief, the Government, all the epic Halo battles, yeah, this is the way to relive all of that in a new exciting way, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah, I've never been super good at Halo myself, but I do remember those days back in the day. Friend had a 360, and we get together and we just play Halo 3 multiplayer for hours, just having a just absolute ball. And it is fun to hop onto Halo multiplayer once in a while and just relive that nostalgia and have some fun. Myself personally, most of my Halo experience has come from challenging the campaign at the
Hell
highest
yeah.
level of difficulty that I can. I love the Halo campaign so much, but the multiplayer is just I'm not good at it, but it is fun.
Yeah,
Driving the Warhogs
yeah.
around in circles. That's where the NASCAR thing came
Oh
out.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
oh yeah. Like I do co-op with my brother all the time, and I'm like every time it's like, all right, we're gonna hop in the vehicle. It's like I'm driving. You can't tell me I'm not.
But yeah, like speaking of the campaign as well, co-op campaign is here now as well. So
Yep.
they've actually added the co-opness into the new one. People can actually play it how it was intended back in the
Well,
day.
that's what I mean. Yeah, like that's always was like it. You rarely jumped onto Halo on your own.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There was always somebody on, somebody active, and there was always a team to join up with. You know what I mean? But it is just so good to know that it's back. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Oh yeah.
for me like that. you know, for me anyway, gaming kind of got a little bit stale for many a year. Now to see these titles coming back and coming back with a massive bang, you know what I mean? It's not just like a cash grab they're putting in, they're putting the time and effort into it. And like even I was going through TikTok the other day and it was like nostalgia team tunes and it was the Halo team tune. I just stopped. I just
Yeah.
stopped scrolling. Anyone who's on TikTok was just scroll. The team tunes started playing and I just stopped and just took it in. You know what I mean? It just hits right in the feels like.
It really does. It really does. But so we do have the return of Halo esports to Progeny though. It is the first time, and it is first quarter 2024, guys. First quarter
It sounds a
2024.
lot further away than what it actually is. Like that's frighteningly how close it actually is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I know there was a bit of a lull, but now it's you know what I mean.
think things are definitely ramping up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of ramping up, I think things will definitely be also revving up. And we do want to share some other exciting news for all of those aspiring racers and new drivers out there. We do have something really special in the works. And we're thrilled to announce we will be running an iRacing league designed specifically for beginners and new drivers. And the best part, no entry fee. So, as Lee and Yakes will be able to tell you, most leagues for iRacing, there is an entry fee. You pay that entry fee to join the league. And, you know, the first one we're running, there is going to be zero entry fee. Try and bring in some more of those beginner racers that want to try a league that just don't feel that they're ready, or some of the newer drivers. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I can't wait. I really can't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like that, we had a strong discussion about it then as well. You know what I mean? We put a bit of time and effort into this to kind of see what game was kind of best suited and best fit for this. But I think it is that this league as well. The whole thing about Progeny is, you know what I mean? We're built on community based racings. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? We did have a hard think about it, but iRacing just kind of fits it. I think it kind of is the next step above for a lot of people who do want to get into it and kind of that kind of break kind of gateway into sim racing. And the fact
yeah,
that we are kind of running this league then as well is a fantastic opportunity for newcomers or people, you know what I mean, who have a slight bit of experience but have never raced alongside people. And like that, when it is in a league kind of environment, you know what I mean, like I mentioned earlier on, it does kind of, you kind of want to race more, you know what I mean, you
yeah,
kind of have a lot of more respect for the drivers around you, you know what to expect. And like that, the fact that we'd be overseeing it then as well, you know what I mean, as say for argument's sake, myself and Yakes then as well, we both have racing experience, so we would be able to easily differentiate a driving incident as different to like potential like just
intentional
ramming, you know what I
ramming.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and it just wouldn't be fair. So I think the great thing is the only thing it's going to cost you, it will cost you a subscription, but obviously that opens you up to the whole iRacing thing. It's not just for this league race, but it's definitely a good space for people to kind of grow and develop and kind of and move further on. You know what I mean? We'll start this out as and then kind of see where it takes us. You know
yeah,
what I mean? So looking forward to seeing how many people are going to sign up for that, and if anyone does have any kind of questions or queries or how to kind of get involved, how to get started, or just kind of general, you know what I mean, information or help with racing, be sure to either hit myself up or Yakes or anyone else that is in the Discord that does have a bit of racing experience. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're all built there for as a community based, team. So anyone needs any help, don't
yeah.
hesitate to ask.
Yeah. The league is set to kick off at the start of 2024. It will be 5 weeks of racing action. And it is, like I say, the goal is to create that environment where newcomers to the world of sim racing can actually hone their skills, connect with other racers, and just have a blast. It's just what we're going to do. We will be releasing all the details in the coming weeks. Stay tuned for the sign up information. We have set it so it is base game. So you don't need to buy any DLC or anything. It is base game content. Do have a little teaser image to show you. There it is, guys. Gives a little bit of information away. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
Nah, that's enough if you ask me. It's enough to get excited for, that's for sure.
So yeah, it is going to be MX5s on the base game content. And like I say, I'm going to hand you over to these guys to let these guys talk a little bit. These are our racing experts, basically. These are the guys with the most experience, and we've also decided that these guys are also going to be the casters for the league as well. So you won't see my face during the broadcasts for the league. You'll just see these two guys. I'll be in the background controlling all the scenes and everything for these guys to commentate over. It's going to be a different kind of broadcast to what you're used to seeing from us. It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of racing action and hopefully a lot of close racing as well. Yeah, I'm going to let these guys talk a little bit now about their thoughts.
But
Yeah,
go on, Yakes, you take it away, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm really excited about this. For those of you that don't know, the iRacing base content comes with so much stuff. You can use the base subscription and try out multiple different disciplines of race. We're going to be starting with road course, but that also opens up the door for maybe some short track oval racing, maybe some dirt racing, or maybe some rally racing too. Like that's all on the table with a base iRacing subscription that you can do without having to purchase additional content. Because I know, you look at iRacing and you're paying a subscription, but then you also have to buy license fees for cars and tracks, and it's so vast and it looks so expensive. But if you just kind of piecemeal it, figure out like from that base content, hey, I really like oval or I really like road course racing. You can then like branch into specifically one of those disciplines and kind of build your library from there. And starting with MX5s, I think is a great starting point. And I'm really looking forward to calling these races and being able to kind of give my feedback and knowledge of what I know on the racetrack and describe it to everybody that would be watching the broadcast and try to help out the drivers, get everybody acclimated. I've always tried to do my best. If someone message me is like, hey, what should I do in turn 3? I'm like, oh, you could try backing this corner up, maybe getting a different arc into turn 3. And I try to help people out as much as I can, because it is hyper competitive sim racing. And being able to jump in with fellow beginners or people that are also just trying to build a skill set as well, that maybe have been doing sim racing for a year or two, but they're just looking for that baseline place. Like, I want to go race against the same people every week in a league setting, because then you can get a better marker of how much you're improving. Because it's like, if I was racing Lee, right, and we're racing on a road course and Lee beats me by 10 seconds one week, and I'm like, well, I need to figure this out. I need to get closer. So then I learn from racing with Lee, so that we get to the next week, he now only beats me by 6. I've now closed that gap up. And then you go into the next week, and now we're racing side by side for that win up at the front. And being able to race against the same drivers every week really helps with that. You kind of get a feel for who you're racing with, the field strength, and who's fast, who's not fast. And you can kind of learn from everybody in a league setting. I think this is a great starting point with these MX5s, because they are just fantastic cars to race. And I am so looking forward to calling these races, because I have always enjoyed broadcasting races. I don't have very much experience with it, but I will do my best to call an exciting race.
No, absolutely. He nailed it on the head there then as well. You know what I mean? And like that, to develop that race IQ is so important. You know what I mean? Like Jake said, when you are racing the same people in and out, like I said, I have had my differences with iRacing, I'm not gonna lie, but what I have kind of learned and what we hopefully be able to steer people who are kind of new coming into iRacing is doing it in the right direction. You know what I mean? I've done that as well. I jumped in, I was like, oh, iRacing's too expensive, this, that, and the other. But when you do kind of sit back and you do kind of peel it, and you know what I mean, you go, hold on a minute, I don't actually need to have this. I don't have to have this. I don't have to have this. I used it. I try to race everything, and that's when things got expensive. But for me, I dialed it all the way back. I continued MX5 racing still to it to this day. It's some of the best racing you can ever have. The cars are really competitive. What we didn't mention then as well, most of it, like, you can do fixed setups, you know what I mean? So it's just down to the individual to actually be fast, and it creates some of the best racing then that's out there. And like that branching into GT4 or GT3 cars, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much more. Like, I personally don't like GT3 racing, so I tried GT4. So then I was like, cool, I can put GT3 aside. Now I can just solely focus on GT4. And most of the tracks and cars, you know what I mean, I didn't have to buy in some seasons, and they do change it. The great thing about it is most of them are laser scanned, so you can kind of justify if you do have to pay for 2 or 3 tracks, because you are getting as true to life experience. And then when you are kind of getting, and the fact that you are racing with these people and you are kind of committing, you know what I mean, obviously a bit kind of financially, people want to have good races, you know what I mean? It's not just hopping into a Forza lobby where it's, you know what I mean, it's an accessible game for most people, and like that, your experiences are ruined. You will have some of the best racing that's out there, and like that, bringing it and kind of are so focused then as well for this kind of this MX5 racing is, it is going to be that gateway into sim racing. You will be able to create and build your race IQ and bring that on with you to your online lobbies, where you'll be able to, rather than waiting weeks to try, or a week or two or a race or two to work out against the people you're racing with, you'll be able to sort that out. And literally within a couple of laps of a lobby, you're like, okay, I know where I can get faster with this person. I can know where I can get overtake, and kind of to build and grow on that, which is really good. And it's in a good environment, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to be, it's a friendly, you know what I mean, it's for everyone's on a similar playing field, and I think it's going to bring some great enjoyable racing.
Yeah, definitely will. Before we wrap up this little segment about the iRacing League, it would be a shame not to mention that the initial plan was to bring a Forza Motorsport one, but we did hit a bump in that road. Forza Motorsport removed the broadcasting functionality, which is the main element for us to be able to actually bring you, a tournament, an actual like racing league. So, but we're always looking at other opportunities as well. So who knows what happens in the future. I don't know whether they're gonna re-add it back in at any point. There is also a Assetto Corsa that me and Lee discussed earlier today. Again, we would just need to look into setting up an actual server on Assetto Corsa, and again, that's then another like fairly cheaply accessible game, because you just buy the base game on Steam, and away you go basically. So there's lots of different racing setups that we've been looking at, but I think iRacing is definitely the right way to go, especially for the first, and we will keep it up as well.
Look, it is the best out there, you know what I mean, and that's the good thing about it. Like, it's, if you went for anything, you'd be just settling. You know, anything different, it will be just a case of settling. So you may as well go with what's already very well established, we know works. And again, it's kind of given to the experience. It's not just trying to kind of wing it with anything else. Like a set, of course, it can work 1 minute, and then all of a sudden it might not work the next. You know what I mean? So when things are good, they're good. When they're not, they're not. Whereas iRacing, it's very established, and people know what to expect. You know what I mean? If we load up and we set something up, we know it's going to run 10-10. So for everyone's sake, then as well, I thought, you know what I mean, between us all, it definitely did seem the most fitting kind of game to work with. So I'm looking forward to it, and it brings the most competitive racing, so it makes complete sense.
100%. Yeah. And all the system that they have in place for actually organising the leagues, setting the leagues up, actually running them, it's just so in depth that nothing else actually comes close to what they provide, basically. So it means that the broadcasts are going to be like top notch level of actual, like, you guys get to see all the different scoreboards. It's all inbuilt as well, so we don't need like a full team of moderators like we do for like shooter tournaments. We don't need scorekeepers. It's all there for us to use.
Look, it's basically it's racing. You know what I mean? It may look like a
Yeah.
virtual car, but it is racing. You know what I mean? Anyone who's into a motorsport always appreciates a bit of sim racing. Half the time, the racing's actually closer and a bit more action packed than it would be, say, a Formula One
Yeah.
race. So I'm happy to that this is going ahead. I can't wait to be able to share more information, which is I'm really excited, looking forward to kind of bringing to the communities. And like that, there's not so much as limitations on how many people we wanted to get involved. We did kind of want to keep it as a smaller team, you know what I mean? So obviously further details to be discussed down the line, but like that, lads, share this when the information is out. Share it with your community, you know what I mean? Don't race alone. Bring a friend in. Make it competitive between the two of you, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's going to be respectful races for everyone. It's not just going to be, you know, Billy and Jack here, and all of a sudden they're just blitzing through it then and they're winning all these races. Like it is going to more aimed towards them newcomers, and then as people do kind of get that little bit more advanced, let's see where this takes us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I
Oh
said,
yeah.
to be able to wave the progeny flag. You know what I mean? Like I said, Yakes, who is doing it solo at the moment. You know what I mean? So it'd be great to have a nice little team based progeny sim racing team, and yeah, let's get more of them logos out into them lobbies and win some races.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just chat about what Progeny is going to be trying to do in 2024. We do have some exciting plans on the horizon. Glad these guys are here to help me dive through the details. So first up, we are, our main thing is to just keep growing the community. We're not just here as an esports team. We're not just here for competitive Tarkov or iRacing. We are a community. That's what we are. We're trying to bring together gamers from all around the world, and we're not planning on stopping anytime soon. So I mean, Lee knows. I keep needing a drink. Yeah, Lee knows exactly what we're planning to make this even better. Like the key, obviously, Lee. What is it?
Yeah, it's in oh my god, I can't now. Inclusivity.
That's the
No,
one.
like that's the one. Jesus Christ, struggling with that one. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, we've said it from day one. You know what I mean? When Progeny kind of came about, you know what I mean? It wasn't so much as just a competitive esports team. It was about having a bit of fun, having a bit of crack, you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of people that are in that Discord that are just as friendly as, you know what I mean? The team was completely built again around it. And you know what I mean? It's everyone's included. You know what I mean? Like I said, it doesn't just mean you have to be in the Discord to join or you have to do X amount of races. You have to have a certain KD. You know what I mean? That's like, look, we've had people that have never played Tarkov before that got involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And absolutely romped it. You know what I mean? Got involved in the competitions that we ran, and it was a great experience. You know what I mean? They enjoyed it. It was enjoyed by all. So it doesn't matter if you're at the top of your literally your top of your abilities or you're just starting out then as well. Everybody's included. It's all about having a bit of fun, and definitely be sure to get involved. You know what I mean? I know we kind of went dark for a while. At the end of the day, this has been solely based on Tarkov, but that is not going to stop us growing. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of work going on in the background. There's more opportunities for everyone now to get involved. The fact that we are taking on the likes of Sim Race and Halo and talks of other FPS games. So if there is anything you genuinely want to get involved with, or you know what I mean, have any suggestions, you know what I mean, throw them in the Discord. They're not unanswered. You know what I mean? There's always
Yeah.
somebody in there that'll be saying, that's a great idea. Oh yeah, I'd love to get involved with that. Or you'll hear from one of us then as well. So there you go. Look, I had a blast in
Exactly.
your guys' tournament. There you go. And you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's what it is. It's all about having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, most games that you jump on now are all skill based matchmaking, you know what I mean? And it's just every game feels like an esports game, you know what I mean? We want to kind of
It
just kind
does.
of peel that back, you know what I mean? And just put a bit of fun into gaming, because there's a lot of people that have limited time. I know I do myself. So when I jump on, I don't want to have to be like full esports mode. I just want to jump on, have the crack, and between the likes of the tournaments and stuff like that, it's the most fun that I've had gaming in a long time. So
Yeah.
long may it last, long may it continue, and many games that
Yeah.
we will bring that to.
Like I say, inclusivity is definitely the name of the game. But we do have another big thing coming. So basically, this channel goes quiet when there's no tournaments on it. But now that Twitch have announced that simulcasting is allowed, you can co-stream your channel to another channel. It means that you'll be able to have these guys streaming on the channel. Like me and Yakes were actually chatting about this the other day as well. So what do you think, Yakes?
I mean, it's definitely a game changer, because having our competitors and team members be able to stream both on the main Progeny channel as well as their own personal channels, it just opens up new ways to interact and communicate and watch and keep up with their favorite streamers and players, or maybe find somebody new.
Yeah,
So I think it's a big step forward, and I think it opens up a lot of doors to kind of build those connections.
yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts, Lee?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like myself then as well. It's we put a lot of work into the background, so you don't really want Progeny going dark. You know what I mean? We're still there, we're still involved, we're still active on the Discord, but unless you're in there, you don't really know about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So the fact that we can bring a lot of our new disciplines to this, and we are for anyone who is kind of around and playing games casually then as well, and want to keep the progeny alive. You know what I mean? It's a great. I think it's a great addition to actually have then as well, and I know I'm going to be using it in the near future for sure. Like,
yeah, 100%. Like I say, we'll be able to actually open the channel up now to all team members to just kind of go, oh, Yakes, you're racing in the league. Do you want to simulcast it onto the main channel? Or like Lee, oh, you're doing some Forza with the community. Do you want to put that on the main? You know what I mean? It's going to allow us to kind of open up the channel and grow the actual channel rather than it just being there purely and solely for tournaments.
yeah, look,
It's just it's going to be better. Go for it.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it isn't just going to be a case of, you know what I mean, the fact that Progeny is kind of branching out now. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of. There's going to be even me. I'm going to see games now on being played through the Progeny esports team that I've never seen before. You know what I mean? I'd imagine there's a handful of people now. And now, like Call of Duty's only around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's great to see that being played competitively. I'm not that good of it, but I'll happily sit down and watch somebody do it properly. The fact that we are kind of mainly putting a bit of a focus on sim racing now, you know what I mean? I think that's going to pique a lot of people's interests. The fact that you will kind of see this league racing through Yakes, or when I'm jumping on and I get a chance to do a couple of races then as well, and that for me, I could watch it all day. You know what I mean? I've watched the Yakes sitting there for 12 hours racing. You know what I mean? I didn't realize how quick time was going. So I think it's gonna definitely open people's eyes as well to, say, sim racing, for argument's sake. I know I'm solely focused on sim racing right now because I know that is going to be kind of the focus
it's
for
the next thing coming.
it is the next thing. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So
yeah.
lads, if you are kind of interested in seeing what it's all about, you know what I mean, that's going to open a new genre to majority of people then as well, I'd imagine.
I mean, the good thing with that coming next as well is it literally means that for 5 weeks, once a week, the channel is going to be on. It's going to be live with racing happening, and then hopefully, again, in between that, we can have other members of the team streaming different games. Like I've been playing a lot of Farlight. For those that don't know, Farlight's a battle royale. It's a bit of all the other battle royales all mixed into one. It's quite fun. It's a lot of fun. But like I've been playing a lot of that, so you never know. You might see a little bit of that on the channel.
Look, like I said, it all brings it back to it. You know what I mean? It's community building at the end of the day, and that's the sole focus of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
that's what I love to do. That's the reason as to why I'm streaming. I've met yous through this.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Go back, what, 2 3 years ago, we never knew one another,
Oh,
and now look, you know what I mean. This is
yeah.
what it's at the ground and building to. You know what I mean? The difference is what online, like, it's you just meet these incredible people, and you never know what's going to happen, and all of a sudden you're sitting in your room on a Friday night chatting about upcoming events. Like, you know what I mean? This
Yeah.
is all everyone's kind of dreams and ambitions all kind of seem to merge together. And you know what I mean? That's kind of how Progeny was built, and that's how it's going to continue to build.
Yeah, I mean, the future is definitely bright. We're not just stopping at what we know. Like I say, we started solely with a Tarkov focus, but we're already expanding, and we're going to continue expanding into new territories through 2024. Which does mean we are looking that we can host tournaments, more games, more opportunities to compete. So we are always looking for new games. I mean, me and Lee were chatting about this again. Me and Lee chat a lot about all the different like mad ideas, and like I've come up with some crazy ideas before, but like there is potential for new games, isn't there?
Don't worry about 30% of them aren't going to happen. You'll be glad to hear.
But yeah, there's a lot of potential. Speaking of new games coming, I've just seen an announcement that Guitar Hero are going back to their roots. They're bringing us back a 5-button guitar and an OG style Guitar Hero game. So you never know. We might have competitive Guitar Hero on the channel.
You can count me in on that one. It's a lost art, and I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I was that guy in the background on when they brought out Band Hero and the drums on the easy mode where I had to get about 4 taps. I have not got a musical or rhythm bone in my body, so I'm glad again I can be a bystander by this so much that I'll leave that to the professionals.
However, something that you will definitely see on the channel within the next few weeks, because I'm going to stream on the channel within the next few weeks, is Fortnite have just dropped a massive announcement that they're going back to OG Season 1 as of the 3rd of November. So the OG Season 1 map is going to be back. And all I'm thinking is 0 build mode, dropping into Tilted, not having to worry about shooting someone and then there being a 3-story building in front of you that wasn't there before. It's just going to be such a good fun time again. So I will definitely be dropping in and landing Tilted.
Again, I'm just checking the calendar just to still see if it is actually 2023 because I'm honestly struggling to believe it. Like, what is going on? I am now. Don't get me wrong. I am very glad in the direction this is going, and long may it last. But it is crazy, isn't it?
Like, the massive nostalgia bombs that have been dropping.
And that's one that was personal for me was we had the new Armored Core game drop earlier this year.
Yeah.
Like, I used to play all kinds of Armored Core back in the day. And it's like the fact that they're bringing it back to life. I was like, that was super exciting.
Again, I just double checking the calendar just to be sure. You know what I mean? I'm pinching myself here. I can't work it out. It's like, again, it's all great to see these games, and that probably opens up what game would you like to see come back? Because all my games have already been, unless they come out with like a Gears of War now again, but it's just as classical as the first one. So all the boxes are ticked for me. Like,
I just want a new Spyro game.
A game that I'd like to see a new one of is probably OG Destruction Derby from the PS1 days.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of have that with
Wreckfest. Yeah. It's not quite the same though, but
it's not the same. No, but it does scratch that itch a little bit.
However, what was someone on Xbox? Flat Out or something.
Yeah.
Flat Out.
Yeah,
that was good.
However, Wreckfest is fantastic on the wheel. The wheel support's actually really good. Lee was just a bit worried when I told him about the wheel support, and he's like, "It's just gonna rip my arms off."
Like not a chance. I said, I'll stick with the controller on that one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do miss as well? Does anyone ever play Project Gotham Racing?
Yes.
I don't know why that game just fell off. I know they I can't remember what they dropped it to make room for, but
Forza.
It was them two games could easily live in harmony side by side.
It became Forza Motorsport.
Oh, that saddens me. I'm glad to see Forza, but I'd love to see Project Gotham.
Yeah, it became Forza Motorsport. One of the other things that I want to try and kind of push towards a little bit in 2024 is potential for actually going to some real life events, wearing some Progeny merch, just kind of getting the name out there in IRL, just kind of heading to the likes of, in the UK anyway, Insomnia Gaming Festival, potentially even TwitchCon, if so. But yeah, like I think that'd be pretty cool.
I like pints, lad. I'll wear well in your local. It doesn't bother me.
I mean, I'll say this, like, I travel to racing a lot, like actual races, and I've actually met up with people that I've met through sim racing, through leagues and stuff. Like we've got like league group chats and stuff. It's like, hey, I'm going to this track this weekend. Who else is going to be there? And then we just meet up with 3 or 4 guys and go watch a race together.
That's
because
cool.
we're all going to the same race and we all race each other every week. And being able to do that, just meet the community in the real world, that's just such a cool thing to be able to do.
Yeah,
absolutely, couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and I think that's it, isn't it? It's that prospect of in-person events. It's a bit exciting, it really is.
And it is coming back, and a lot of people are looking forward to it. It was unfortunate to miss the sim racing expo. I was trying my damnedest to get to it, but it unfortunately just didn't work out. But there was another streamer that I know, another Irish guy, Lawrence DeRosa, and he got there and he had 5 or 6 members of his community travel from all over the world to meet him up there, and that is, to me, that was just something special. That's what we all set out for, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
the fact that definitely the focus for next year is that hopefully,
Try and meet
you know what I
up
mean,
with
some of the people that are local, I know for me and you, COD, for argument's sake, like, you know what I mean, it's difficult, but it's not too,
it's a 20 quid flight, isn't it?
yeah, like at times you can literally get a 20 quid flight, and it is definitely will be something that'll happen in 2024.
100%.
So I'll smoke you in Halo in person then as well.
In person.
Job, you know what I mean?
And then I'll take you to point blank shooting range and smoke you shooting laser targets.
I'll be swan diving all over the place. I will.
But yeah,
okay, I'll drive away from you guys on the oval.
But yeah, the other cool thing that I've been looking at, this since we officially started Progeny as a proper esports team, and that is merch and actual jerseys as well. I did find a place where you could get the jerseys for like $40. You know what I mean, including shipping, which it's wild.
That's
so
awesome.
it is one of the things that I've been looking at. Progeny merch, jerseys, hats. Why not?
Look, at the end of the day, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I know, like, we are taking this pretty serious. You know what I mean? Like, we do want to keep this going, and just because we're not streaming, believe me when I say things are still going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's constantly chats going back and forward, and this was the next big thing. Obviously, you're gonna kind of wait on moves. We were kind of solely focused on Tarkov for too long now, and look, when the game is good, it's good. When it's not,
When it's bad,
it's not. Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? And it's sad to see. You know what I mean? It's a game that we all love. It's a game that there's nothing else like that out there. But at the end of the day, we kind of got to move on, and just for you, the audience, then as well. You know what I mean? Like we want to give you the opportunity to get more involved with. You know what I mean? So. We're not putting all our eggs in one basket. We are still active. We're still working. We're still growing. You know what I mean? So share this with your aunties, your uncles, your nannies, your grandads, or whoever's got a gaming console. You know what I mean? We are active. We're still going, and we're going to continue to grow.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, like I say, I think we spent a bit too long just focused solely on Tarkov. We discussed it from inception of Progeny as an actual esports team. We discussed at that point the expansion into other games, and it just never happened because we were solely focused on we need to rock out Tarkov tournaments like once a month, and we burnt ourselves out doing that. And then once we burnt ourselves out doing that, the game went into a state where people just didn't want to play it. That was when that big cheater video dropped, and no one was playing Tarkov. And then we came back and we were like, we've got a massive tournament. Let's do this. Pushed the big tournament. We got Battlestate Games is back in. We got tournament accounts and everything, and we had an absolute blast. And then again, we were set up to do a duos tournament, but IRL stuff got in the way, and the game again. It just, I don't know. It just feels stale. When I logged in tonight, I looked down my list of people that I follow on Twitch, and out of the 12 people that are Tarkov streamers, only 2 of them were playing Tarkov.
Ooh.
That says a lot about the state of the game currently.
Yeah.
Not just that, but they had Arena. They were showing off Arena at TwitchCon. They had a big tournament. They streamed it live on Twitch Rivals, and streamed it live on the Battlestate Games channel. And there was a clip of a fight between Landmark and Ash, where there was about 4-second desync.
It didn't actually exist. He was not there. Two
He
boys were
was
having a
not there.
gunfight of
Yeah,
a gunfight that was not happening.
yeah. There was a gunfight that never happened because
And
of
look,
the amount of desync. And
look, you expect that from an unreleased game, like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, I do understand they're in beta, and it's an ambitious game, and I do, you know what I mean. It's not just to sit here and just trash talk and say, oh, they're
No.
not developing this and the other, but it is. Unfortunately, it's plagued with cheaters. It does have a bit of a desync, and look, we try to make a bad situation the best we can, and the likes
Yeah.
of, thankfully, we did have accounts, and we were able to do a lot of the offline, you know what I mean, which took
Yeah.
out a lot of the Tarkov things, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
again, look, these things do happen with Arena. We will be back. We will be active with that. You know what I mean? I know it's a game
Yeah.
that I'm looking forward to, and it is probably my most excited FPS to look forward to. You know what I mean? But I have absolutely zero doubts that it's going to come with its issues. So, and that's as trying to run tournaments and so forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not fair on people who can play it, and that's like when it's a factor and you are kind of playing as a competitive side of things, that makes things extremely difficult. You know what I mean?
It is one of the things. It's like when Arena drops, we won't be announcing a tournament straight away. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it for a while. We're gonna see how bad the issues are and whether or not it's actually worth running. Because during previous tournaments, especially the online ones, when people have died to cheaters that were blatant, or people have been in the middle of the raid and the game just crashes on them, it's so heartbreaking because it then puts them at a disadvantage because the game broke or because they got killed by a cheater. And it's until the game's kind of in a state where we can just kind of go, yeah, let's do this. We'll use, it is what it is. It's I love the game, absolutely love the game. I've got over 3,000 hours in the game, so it's not like we just sat here kind of thing. It's Tarkov. It's just the way it is at the minute. I mean, most games are plagued with cheaters at the minute. I mean, everything is. exactly, Blitz. If we start clicking now, the shots might hit by the time it releases. I mean, that's how bad that clip was.
Look, it's unfair to people, you know what I mean, committing their bit of time, and when you are, like, we've been very fortunate with the 2 events that we ran then as well, that competition was so good and it was very close, and there was cases of people did kind of lose out within that top ranking because of issues, you know what I mean, desync or cheaters.
Yeah.
It's not just a case of load back in straight away. You've got to, you know what I mean, you gotta get your loadout going again. Now I know if they've implemented some changes in the last one that makes it a little bit quicker, but it's still time consuming, you know what I mean? And it's very disheartening when you are trying to run. Like I said, we've got a lot of stuff going on in the background then as well, you know what I mean? You have your scorekeepers, you have your casting, you have to try to solve people's issues then as well. Like, is this okay? Can I do this? Can I not do this? You know what I mean? So look, at the end of the day, it comes with its difficulties. It's a great game. I do wish it all the best. I wish it kind of will grow and develop in a more rapid pace. But look, these things do take time. Now they're focused on the likes of, you know what I mean, Arena and so forth. But at the moment we had to move on then as well, and
Yeah.
that's when we're going to look forward to other games. And
Definitely.
like Blitz says,
Yep.
looking forward to Halo tournaments, and that is going to be the next
Hell yeah.
upcoming thing to see.
Yeah.
So like that, lads, it does give you that kind of couple of weeks to get stuff together, get your duos partner out, get whoever, you know what I
Get
mean.
some
There
practice
is
in.
going to be get some practice in, because it is only a couple of weeks, and I'm
We're
looking
going to
forward
start
to
releasing
what the
some
new year's
actual
going to.
details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like I said, we're ironing out some issues among ourselves. You know what I mean? Some details to try bring the best of competitions for you then as well. But definitely, once the information is out, it will be on all the socials then as well. So if you haven't already followed them, be sure to follow them. And any questions or queries, be sure to throw them into the
Definitely.
Discord, and we'll be happy to answer.
Absolutely.
So guys, that is basically everything from us guys tonight. There is a lot of stuff that we've given you tonight.
Yeah.
It is a lot to look forward to in 2024. We couldn't be more excited though, guys. And we are committed to making Progeny bigger, better, more accessible, more awesome. And I want to thank these guys again for coming along today, discussing all the plans. And yeah, stay tuned.
Been an absolute pleasure.
Because the other
Thanks for having
thing,
me.
yeah. The other thing is we will be doing more of these Progeny Talks where we just get some of the team members on, just chat about games. I mean, they don't all have to be full of information of new stuff that's coming. They will have new stuff that's coming in them, but we're just gonna get the guys on and just chat. And you know, next time it might be like Sniper Queen and Mr. Famous or Hikaru, and just get everyone in. Maybe even Kriegsman. Just have a chat, and you guys can all meet the team basically.
Oh yeah.
Have it as
That's it.
kind of meet the
Definitely
team
get some games
sessions.
going.
Yeah, definitely. And but yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope it wasn't too much information that we were firing at you. But definitely keep your eyes peeled. There will be a few tweets going out regarding the Halo tournaments, regarding the iRacing League. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. See you again soon, guys. Thanks again, you two.
Bye.
Take care. Look after yourselves.
Have a good one, everyone.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Empty hearts and neon lights.